first story, but let's have your take on these stories.
Okay. As regards Onitsha, please, Governor Soludo, provide security. As long as we provide security, I want people to go back to their business, but the grouse has always been the level of insecurity. It's just that it's not that people just started saying they're not going to go to markets on Monday. It's because people were attacked. So please provide security. Let's ensure people return to their livelihoods. As regards Wike, the truth is, yes, President Tinubu has said he's the Lord and overseer over the two political parties in the state. So the question is, what political party is he as we speak? A member of the PDP? Okay, a faction of the PDP? Because the Turaki faction has also gone back to court after they nullified the Ibadan Convention. Anyway, the Turaki faction saying they're going to appeal it. Wike faction saying they're going to go ahead with Congress. I think that's what I heard. As regards the fight between Fubara and Wike, I'm not surprised. You see, what President Tinubu is just going to do is he's just going to hit their heads on each other. As long as he gets to win Rivers in the next election, and they can go and sort out themselves. You saw that when he talked about the future of Fubara with his second term, he said the matter is premature. Really? So your own aspiration as president is more important. We can leave Fubara to the slaughter slab, it's premature. But in the same vein, this is the same people, I think it was Vice President Shetima that was saying in another state that the governor is the leader of the party, isn't it?
Yes. He
was quoted to have said that. Yes. But in Rivers State, the case is different. So you can see that this is a lack of principle. This is just about what they can gain politically. If the governor is supposed to be the leader of the party in every other state, why is it that in the state of Rivers, the case is different? Okay, take for example, Caleb Mufwang. Yelwada is the chairman of APC. You have never heard Yelwada say he's the leader of the party in Jos or in Plateau State. Because the governor is there. But the case of Rivers is different because at the same time, President Tinubu don't want to rock the boat with Wike. And at the same time, he wants to have the best of both worlds. And it now goes back to my analogy or my thesis that I first propounded, where I said that the reason why President Tinubu said he did the state of emergency to save Fubara was not because he loved Fubara so much, was so that he would have options. So as of today, President Tinubu has options. He can play any side he wants. He has, in part of the peace meeting, he said they should hold on in the impeachment. And they should back off the impeachment. Fubara should accept that Wike is the master of both political parties in the state. Anyway, they have always told you in Rivers State that Nakolabo, both APC and PDP Nakolabo. Why is he doing all of this? He's doing all of it for his own self. Let's see who's going to get hurt in the game. But one thing I know is that it's just like a betting game. Wike and Fubara are the ones playing the bets. President Tinubu is the house. You know what they say in the game of betting? The house always wins. He's the one winning. They are just knocking their heads on each other.
Oh, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu saying that Wike is 001 in Rivers State. Well, Wike, Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, is not even a member of the All Progressives Congress. I think the sore point that I see here is that President Tinubu is throwing his own, major officers under the bus. To wit, President Yewata, Professor Netanwe Yitwada, who is the chairman of the party, who accept publicly, categorically, affirmatively, that the 001, the leader of the party in Rivers State, is the governor. Senator Ajibola Bashiru, who is the national secretary of the party, also said the same thing. So is there some dissonance between the president and his party? And why is Wike so special that the president will throw his own party under the bus to prioritize somebody who is, in the narrative, at best, a political contractor? So this raises very serious questions about internal democracy within the APC itself. And it says a lot also about the motive of the president in terms of how he's managing the Rivers State situation?
First of all, let me go back to the analogy of Jeshurun that Sumna Sambo gave yesterday, along the lines of when you're amassing so much, after a while, it might just very well cause an implosion in the APC. And we're seeing that happen because when you set a precedent, moving away from the original party stance that the governor of the party is the leader of the party in the state, it would mean that other states who are now adopting governors into their party might then question or begin to move for that. For instance, we have looked at the issue of Kano State and who would emerge as the leader of the state. So that is the governor or the former chairman of the immediate past chairman of the APC, who is also a former governor of the state, Ganduje. We've also looked at other states as well. We looked at Benue State as well. A few other states like that where there might be a power tussle to the existing chieftain of the APC in the party, and now with the defection of the governor of the state, who will be the party head. So what had happened with a clear statement around the governor being the head of the party or the leader of the party in that state made it quite easy to transition and to give an assurance to the governors that when they do move to the APC, at least their role is guaranteed. With this new introduction of the River State issue, well, other people can challenge that now, saying that, well, it happened in Rivers, it can happen now. Now, with regards to Wike being the special one, you can understand why. Dr. Batu, you keep on talking about how the three states that are important at the presidential level to win if you want to emerge president of Nigeria, namely Lagos, Rivers, and Kano State. Don't forget that at the time, and then Governor Wike worked hard, assiduously, however which way he could, to ensure that the president won in that state, including sabotaging the efforts of his own candidate in the state. And that was the only state out of the three that the president actually won in terms of state-by-state allocation to emerge as president. So he is quite important to the political strategy of the president. And so you can look at it in that way. Even though the FCT minister
is important to political opportunism.
That's a political strategy. Opportunism strategy. Well, that's the president's strategy. The president, in this instance, has sacrificed the interests of the Rivers people on the altar of politics. That's what we see playing out in Rivers State. But moving on to talking about with regards to Governor Wike's role and what would then happen. What we had thought was that throwing Fubara coming into the APC would put a little kink in that arrangement whereby he can emerge. But the question that's being asked is that why is Governor Fubara allowing himself to be bullied in this manner? What is the arrangement? From the very beginning that this issue has started, the question has been asked again and again: can the governor be governor indeed? He had at least the structures to a very large extent as governor of the state, and yet he allows himself again and again, whether through these peace that's being brokered between the president, between he and the and Wike through the president, to be bullied or sidestepped or sidelined, whereby all he has been doing since he emerged into office is just political survival, trying to fight for his political survival. And then you begin to ask that, did the people of Rivers State make the right decision? Because what you would want to see, even when they were standing behind him solidly, the elders, the women came out in their numbers to show support for him. He kept quiet. And even till now, he's still quiet. It's people that are speaking up for him. So perhaps that's what is really the issue, the main issue in the state, the fact that the governor has not taken his position and refused to be bullied by anybody and just take on his position as governor.